Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. We're going to proceed on doing the cardinal. And what I'm going to do is show you burning techniques for like the mantle here. This here we had marked up in pencil all the way around. And now I'm going to show you the technique on burning it. It'll give it some relief in a sense like what we did with the feathers here without undercutting them with burrs and what have you. And this one here will be a softer look, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to move the camera down and you'll see what I'm doing. We are also going to do some burning exercises before we really get rolling here. So let me move the camera down and then you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I got a board here. It's just plywood. It's I forget the wood surface here, but what I'm going to do is demo on here the similar feathers that we have on the mantle first, so that you could see an enlargement of it that hopefully is visible to you. The other thing I want to introduce you to is this is the Woodburning burner. It's the detailer. There's several different types out there, but they all function basically the same. I also use the PJL Enterprises. It's the Optimal one. I use that as well. In my classes, you turn this on and your pen starts heating up and you dial up a temperature. And I usually run it on this one anyway, 6, but it varies on every one of them. So for you, you're just going to have to determine what is the temperature range, and this will set that. So I'm going to try 6, and I will try to demonstrate on here how we achieve that. Now, what I'm going to do before I even start burning, I'm going to do like an exploded view of these feathers here. And I mean like this. And I'm going to try to just do this with the pencil. You can really see the feathers. And I'm just going to have them like, this is like just, this will be an exploded view of this. And what I'm going to do, say this is the burning pen. This whole area right in here, which is not what I call the C, which is the arc that goes around the back end of these feathers, I want to try to strike and go deep and lift as I pull on right in the middle of what would be the C. I don't need to carry it all the way to the end. Then I take another stroke and another stroke and another stroke. And you got to practice this to be able to get them close to each other. If not, you could come back. And what I do is I keep on striking all along what I call this leading edge. And I'm going to try to pencil this in here. This is the leading edge. This all in blue here. I'll put it in red. I don't know if this pencil is really coming up really good, but let me do it with a marker. This here is what I call the leading edge, anything in front here. Now, I'm going to go to the next one over, which is this one. And what I'm doing is I'm striking down the middle. Then I'm going to fan out to the left and fan out to the right. And I'm burning deep on this leading edge and lifting as I come out with this burning pen right here. So that is basically the technique, but you got to practice this. This doesn't come real easy. Turning on the machine here, and I'm going to show you how to get these the way it should be. Okay, I'm going to get everything in place here. Now, I don't want to do the lead ones because they don't have anything to butt up to, but any one of these feathers here, I'm going to come in and I'm going to push down in that center, and then I'm going to fan out. Now this is a little hot, so what I'm going to do is I'll finish this feather, and then I'm going to tone this down. And that's because this wood is really soft, and maybe the temperature range is just too hot for it. And you have to adjust that for the cardinal itself when you're actually burning. And this is a basswood cardinal. I recommend basswood because I just find that you could carve this with a knife, or you can do power carving, and it works out pretty good. It's an ideal carving wood. But on this is not basswood, and you get your temperature ranges may differ with different woods. If you have certain woods like oak, if you ever tried to burn that, you would get the grain would fight you too. So it's something you have to experience. But anyway, I'm coming in here on the next one, just behind it, and I've lowered the temperature so you could sort of see what's going on here. And I'm sort of fanning out and not coming straight back. And then I do the same thing on this side. And if I miss a spot, I just keep on. You get into a rhythm for doing it, and it's like you just. I usually start with the center feather, and then I move outward, and I'm trying to burn everything what's on the leading edge, which what I would say is everything but the C. The C back here, you're doing that front end of the feather. I'm going to do this one big one here, and then I'm going to go on to the bird itself, and I'll show you that. So here's a big one here. I strike it down, and I don't try to cover the whole feather. If you can, that's great, but I go deep on this leading edge here. The heat, when I first hit it with the pen, is right up here, and that's why I'm burning the leading edge with this. What it does is depresses it, and at the same time, when you pull back, it gives you this lighter burn as you go, and it recesses the front end of this. And it takes a little practice, depending, and it doesn't matter what unit you have. Nobody makes anything that's better or worse. Usually I like a nice fine tip that's got a rounded edge like a knife blade. You can get them a little wider, and they work out fine too. But it's just practicing the technique. And these are ultra thin too, so you can get real nice line work. And that's, you can see it. It's got that dark burn on the leading edge, and then it moves out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with the bird itself, and I'm going to start striking some of these along the way here. Now, remember the arrows I had in here? It was like we had the arrow, the C's, what I call these, directional. These went up this way, and then they changed a little bit less of an angle, then they came straight back. You burn the same way. The first strike that I'm going to come up with, we'll say like the C. I said in this area here, on this side, that I didn't want to burn up to the beak. On this side, we came up short of it, but this wing would have came all the way up to the, encroaching up onto the beak. But I said, put like a 3/8 back, and I just drew a light line in there. And that's going to be where I want to start. Everything below that line will be my start for burning. So I'm going to come in here. Hope you can see this well. I'm going to take because they're small, little ones, you gotta hit it and run. Hit it and run. It takes a little practice. I can make this look easy. This is you gotta take some practice doing this, but it gives you a beautiful look. I'm gonna do a good number of them for you here, so you can see the effect of it. And this will show up after we start painting too. It gives you a real nice textured look, very soft feathering, and that's why I didn't lift these. I just wanted a nice soft look. Then I'm going to come up into the cheek area here, but not go onto the cheek. And again, I'm fanning it out. I do the center feather first, then I fan out to the left, always sort of pushing in and then pulling back. It takes a little bit of practice to get to this, but I'm going to do a good portion of this so you could see how I do it. And remember, I was saying to you, before you start the mantle and before you did the penciling, I wanted you to sand that pretty good. So here's another one. Anywhere where it's buttoned up to the cheek, I want to go up to the cheek as part of my stop, but I don't want to go on the cheek. That's this area right here. And then I do other one. I just keep on cascading down. And if you do it right, boy, it really gives it, you know, I've had some students that like the look after it gets done. They don't want to paint the bird because the burning gives you a unique look. And if you get really proficient in burning, you can really make some nice looks. And this is not only with the bird here, but like on a board, I do a lot of, I teach a class in wood burning as well. And I show you the techniques on how to burn different effects. You can get, there's what they call a shader. This is for flat work now. And that really gets, it looks like you're doing a piece of wood where you got the shading on one side and the edge showing and everything else. It's like doing artwork with a brush, except that you're using a burning pen. And you could start seeing this develop, and it really gives you a neat look. Now, I'm trying to stay within the confines of my feathering, and every once in a while, if you don't get enough of it, you could come back real fast and put some strokes in the same direction to finish it off. You know, that's you know, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I make it look easy, but it takes a little practice, and if you have a practice board or something like that before you go on yours, so you can see how it gets developed. And because the feathers may not be exactly like the shapes, you know, you still keep the same concept, the stroke down the middle, and then to the right and to the left. I'll do a couple more here. Now right up that edge that came around off the cheek that we came down 1 5/8, I'm going to use that as my stop. I'm just going to burn up to that line and then fan out this way. this way. Hope you can see this well, because the camera usually does a pretty good job, but you never know with the detailing of it how well it'll come out that you can see it, because the closer you get, the better you can see it sometimes too. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to see this as well as I'm seeing it. And it's kind of trying to get this to appear to you the same way it is to me on camera. I hope it's working. So you could see how it's building up. And like I said, the way that arrow flow for the C's, you're doing that first strike first. And again, I fan out to the left and then fan out to the right. Then I'll do a couple more. Let's see. Yeah, let me do just a couple more. I'll do some down here. And I'll do a couple over here. Let's see. So I hope this is coming across pretty good. And the idea is the leading edge, this edge up in front is what I'm trying to push in and then lift out. But it's burning deep, but I'm not really pressing real hard to get in there. A little bit, putting some pressure. But you could see that whole buildup, and it gives you such a beautiful look. And I'm going to do that across the whole thing here. And not to keep it going on the video, I want to get you started on it, but I will start doing the rest of it. So when I come back, this will be done. But I wanted to see the approach. If you can get a board where you're doing it like this, that would be great. Practice it. If you have a burning unit, there's several of them out there. If you ever need any of this equipment, I sell it. It's available. If you want to contact me, I have my email address in the comments area there. And the descriptions and all that stuff. So definitely contact me. I hope you got something out of it. I'm just going to start the techniques in here. This will have a whole different technique coming down into here, and we'll be pursuing that pretty good. And then the head is going to have some more directional burns, and I'll show you that. And we get a little more deeper in the burn up on the head, and I'll show you that as well. So I would just want to start you out on the mantle and go right across. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, I'd wish you to give me a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe, that'll greatly help my channel. And I'll see you on the next video, and we will have this bird flying pretty soon. And I thank you again.